Can you hear me? Good. My name is Praem, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a growl bass. It'll be really fun, I promise. I know everybody's always wanted to make a growl bass. Well, I'll show you the secrets today. It's going to be fun. Okay, so first you're going to want to start out with modern talking. Make sure that is in the middle, so when you put your LFO on there and just crank it up, it just sounds awesome. You're just like, oh, God, this is the most growliest growl I've ever heard in my life. And that's how you do it. No, I'm just kidding. Don't ever fucking do that. It sounds fucking horrible. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to New Sound and teach you how to do it the right way, instead of all these little 14-year-old kids getting on YouTube and saying, oh, all you do is turn on modern talking. It's a growl bass. That's how Skrillex made Scary Monsters and Nice Sprites. First off, no, that's not how Skrillex did that. He used FM8. And I don't even know how to use that synth, and it's just really scary. But here we go. So what you want to start off doing is we're only going to use one oscillator for this, even though other people may say differently. You just need one oscillator for the way that I do it, because I think it sounds better, and quite frankly, I think that other people don't know what they're talking about. So, you start with rough math 2. You can listen to it and know that it doesn't sound that great by itself. I mean, it's a pretty tough sounding bass, to be honest with you, but, we're going to make it a lot tougher sounding. Let me just take care of my macro stuff, because I'm going to be using it. So you got that. You're like, well, I want to change it from spectrum to bend, because that's what you want to do. You can do bend plus, bend minus. You can even do formant and bring the intensity all the way down. Sounds pretty squelchy. That sounds pretty cool. This is bend plus. And bend minus. I like bend minus the best. I'm going to be honest with you, I have no idea what it does to the sound, in a technical term, whatever. All I know is it sounds good, and that's what I like to use. Sometimes I'll use the formant if I want to have a different sound, because that's typically what you would use that for. So you got that, you got this. Okay, cool. So we're going to go down to insert 1 and turn on the sine shaper. Now what the sine shaper does is, I believe it acts as a saturator. I'm really I have no idea what exactly it does to the sound, but it makes it sound really hard and squelchy. Without. Okay, so you want to turn that on because it sounds good, right? Okay, so got that. We're going to come over to this, and Bronner tube, if you're not using Logic, which I'm going to show you. I have a phase distortion over here lined up, ready to go. I've recorded this once before, but the latency was just too bad, and I sounded like an idiot talking. So I had to re-record it, and I'm doing the same thing again. Anyway, before I ramble off, going to use a Bronner tube because I think that's the best sounding for this kind of stuff. So you can crank it all the way up and have it sound like this, or you can do halfway and have it sound like this. However you want to do it. I would recommend, if you're using Logic, Pro X or Pro 10, whatever you want to call it. I call it Pro X because it says Pro X. I don't read Roman numerals. If you have Pro X, I don't know if Pro 9 has it. If Pro 9 has it, that's great. Use it. But you're going to want to use the phase distortion. I'm going to show you that later. not in great detail, though. I'm just going to show you the way I played around with it and set it to sound good. Okay, so we're just going to leave that on for the time being. Now you're going to want to come over to your filter section. The filter section, there's serial and parallel. If you don't know what those do, parallel sends the signal through both of them and then mixes them over here. Serial sends it through filter 1 first. And then if the mix slider is all the way up at mix 1, it's just going to send everything through filter 1. If it's down at mix 2, it's going to send it through filter 1, then filter 2, and then to the out. If you don't have your filter drive up, you're not going to hear anything. So I'm going to press spacebar, and you're not hearing anything. But as I bring the filter up, there it is. Okay. So we're just going to leave that at mix 1 right now. So basically what a growl bass is a hard, squelchy sound through a bandpass filter. You can also use band reject. It sounds pretty cool. It has a distinct sound to it. I like bandpass for the really wild growl basses that I make. So for the tutorial's purpose, I'm just going to put a LFO on there, and you're going to hear it like that, because I really don't care. Great. Sounds awesome. Okay, so I mean you pretty much have a growl bass, right? A good usable growl bass right there. But what I like to do is I like to make it wider. I'm going to show you how to make it a little squelchier and some other things you can do with it. There's one thing I won't be showing you, and it may or may not have to do with a double notch filter. Maybe you can figure out yourself. But I don't feel like going over it. I use it a lot, though. So you want to add some width to your bass. So what you want to do is you want to come to the voicing tab right here and turn your unisono or unison up to 2 voices, and then put your pan position on full inverse or full, or you can do it in the middle, whatever floats your boat, and it will sound like this. Pretty cool, pretty wide. But that's not the way I like to roll, because with the pan position, for some reason, it makes the left side higher than the right side sometimes, and the right side higher than the left side sometimes, and I'm not down with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that off. You can also leave the unisono on, and it'll still sound pretty cool. Give it a little bit of a mechanical feel, you know. But I'm going to take that off. So now what we've got is this. Back to that. Also one thing on the filtering, make sure your bandwidth and resonance are 12 o'clock for this particular sound. If you turn your bandwidth to the left, it's going to narrow your band. To the right, widens your band, and resonance is pretty self-explanatory. It adds that resonating spike in your filter and makes whatever frequency is peaking stand out more. I would not recommend turning it all the way up. Okay, anyway, onward. We're going to open a phase distortion. If you are using Logic Pro X, and if it's in Pro 9, it's in Pro 9. I don't know. I don't really care either. So you're going to turn that on, and this is the way I have it set. So if you need to take a look at that, just pause the video. Give me 1 second here. Much better. Okay, I just had to reset the buffer size. It, like, drifts away from me. It's like a lazy eye. But oops. This is the phase distortion. So what it sounds like with it on is this. What I feel like it does is adds like a little bit of like squelch to it, like makes it more farty sounding. I don't know. That's the only way I can really describe it. A lot of growl basses sound like butt cheeks flapping together. It's kind of weird to say, but you know, it's really true. I think that's what a lot of people go for. So you got that. Turn your phase distortion on. I don't really know what all these controls do. I just play around with them and set them until it sounds cool. So you get that, and then I like to use the doubler on it to make it really wide. If you don't have doubler, I highly recommend going and buying it. I don't believe it's too much. I think it's like $50. It's by Waves. Great plugin. Looks like this, and I typically turn my gains all the way up. They're usually down at -6. Don't know why. It's just stupid, but whatever. So it sounds like this. Yeah, nice and big. Okay. Oh, also, I had the Bronner tube still on, so you can turn that off. And this is what it sounds like without the Bronner tube on top of the phase distortion. So you can really hear that squelch now. Just makes it juicier sounding, I think. So, let's see, what else can we go over? Oh, you can put the modulation oscillator on. Ring mod doesn't sound too great on it. Alright, I take that back. That actually sounded more squelchy. You can put phase on it. It's just phases out, kind of. If you're looking for that kind of dirty ass sound. And then position, like, think of it as an expander, I guess. I'm not really sure. I think that's what I read it did. It makes the waveform deeper and more pronounced. So this is what it's. So if you're looking to do that, there it is. Also, you can add chorus ensemble, which sounds pretty cool. Turn the rate down, turn the offset down, turn the depth down. Sounds pretty cool. If you're looking for a little bit of a softer growl, that sounds good in like neuro stuff, which I like to make as well as the other stuff that I make. So that's basically it. As for the macros, just excuse me. I set them to the cutoff. Makes it easier to do. You can also put it on this and just adds a little movement to it, makes it more cool. So that's about it. That's growl bass in massive. Hope you enjoyed. Please come follow me on SoundCloud. I have like 2 followers. I'm about to like put an album out, so I'm like putting an album out for my own health. This is kind of just like in promotion of the album, I guess. But anyway, whatever. Thank you for watching. Look out for my album. I don't know what it's going to be called, but there's going to be a bunch of really cool songs on it for you to listen to and for all you DJs to spin. It's got something in there for everybody. So I will be back with another tutorial soon. Have a nice day.